Welcome to Foundations TV. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic, a topic that impacts all of us living in this community, in this society. We're going to talk about social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship is very unique in a way that its success is measured on two dimensions. The first dimension being its positive impact on society and the community, and second dimension, obviously, the financials, which is very different from a business entrepreneurship where the success is primarily measured on profit and loss of the venture. So, with that background, I'd like to invite in our studio Mr. Satish Shah, who has been a serial entrepreneur, who has been a corporate entrepreneur, business entrepreneur, as well as social entrepreneur. He has worked in 5 continents and was most recently the chairman of One Laptop Per Child India initiative. And most currently, he is working on his latest social entrepreneurship venture, the Echo. So, with that background, Satish, welcome to our studio.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Great. So, tell us more about Echo. What exactly are you doing? I have read something about Echo, very interesting concept that you are doing. Just tell our audience what exactly the background was, what was the motivation behind that, and what's the path we are going to tread over here.
You know, in my journey to take one laptop per child to every state, every entrepreneur I knew, and everyone, virtually everyone in the past 5 years that I did, I realized that India had not created a product in the 60 odd years of its freedom. And earlier in in the 90s, I had been chairman of a product creation company. I knew it was very, very difficult. And that's why India hadn't done that. But after seeing one laptop per child, my thought changed. I thought if you take the principles of one laptop per child, perhaps you can create something. I met some people and they were thinking along those lines independently of us.
Mm-hmm.
And one investor, he told me that someone I know has similar passion as you have about creating something Indian.
Great.
And then the founder came and met me. I was totally, surprised. I can say shocked,
Uh-huh.
pleasant surprise, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
When I saw this, I said, well, if this is true, then there is a possibility we can actually do something in India where we can imagine, design, and manufacture and create something Indian, which is a product made in India, but world class.
Really? So,
And not
all
only
global standards.
Exactly. Not only that, in every area, you stretch the boundary, you stretch the frontiers.
Mhm.
So whatever the solar lamps specs were in the world,
Mhm.
it went one better. To the extent the International Finance Corporation said it's perhaps the finest solar lamp in the world,
Really?
all designed in India. That really got me hooked. And then they asked me to join them on the board, and finally, a couple of months back, they made me the chairman, because most people don't understand what product creation is,
Right.
its complexity.
Right.
They don't even understand because they don't have time to. They're busy doing what they're doing.
True.
It's not that they can't understand, but it requires to understand how difficult and how complex product creation process is, and the investment required and the time taken.
Right.
Nobody wants to invest if you have a trader mentality.
Right.
India has been through trader phases. Right now it's trader phase.
Right.
So what do? You go to people and they say, how much can you make in what shorter time? But this required a lot of time. So
Right.
it took about 2, 3 years. It's about a couple of $1 million, actually more than that of investment.
Mhm.
So you had to find investors to do that. But when I saw this, I said, now India is entering a new phase. And so here I'm.
Excellent. So, given the fact that India has not designed, produced, and manufactured a product solely in India, and you were the first one, I'm sure you would have come across some challenges in terms of finding the right skills, right mentality, right investors. So, what were those challenges to even come to the stage?
I think first thing is they're exceptional people.
Mhm.
So this team is of exceptional people. Bhavani is the guy.
Mhm.
He is an absolutely exceptional person. He has done a few things before in life.
Mhm.
They were all exceptional. He didn't want to leave India. He's a BITS Pilani topper
Mhm.
of two streams. His wife is BITS Pilani topper as well. So they are a team who just believe in doing something very interesting. His history is such 50 odd generations. They have been the painters to the small kings
Mm.
for 50 generations. It's a recorded history of their family.
Nice.
So they always imagined things, they painted things, they created things, they designed things in effect.
Right.
So that followed through, and the two brothers, both are in this, that they're doing different things. But primarily, it's an exceptional individual. It's like you can say India's new Edison. It's too early to say that. But if I see 6, 7 things he has done,
Mm-hmm.
if only we had a business partner in each of them, I think he will be one of the most talked about guys from the developing world.
Excellent. So now the product is ready?
Product is ready. It's reached about more than 100,000 have been sold. We have created 3, 4 versions of it,
Mhm.
and each one is very unique in its own right. If you look at charging once for 250 hours,
Right.
I don't think you'll find another lamp that can do that.
Excellent.
We have designed for Chhattisgarh, we call it Eco 36 because it's
Chhattis.
Chhattis,
Yeah.
and in Hindi that is.
Mhm.
So Eco 36 is about, it basically looks at the tribal art,
Mhm.
takes a form, aesthetic forms from there, and
Nice.
creates how will a tribal form look like in the modern times.
So you have localized that lamp design to meet the local needs as well.
You can say localized, or you can say we have taken the local and taken it to the next generation of technology-driven local.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So it's very interesting.
So this product that has been designed and built in India, is it primarily for rural sector, government sector? Who is the real audience for this?
Basic idea is very simple.
Mhm.
That if you look at the solar power available in India,
Mhm.
which is several times more than what is total power producible with conventional resources.
Right.
And India produces very little power. If you look at per capita consumption,
Right.
it will be about 1/20th or 30th of any other comparable economy. So to
Okay.
say. When I say comparable economy, any economy which has about $2,000 per capita income,
Mhm.
compared to that, we use a fraction of that power. And it's distributed very, very unevenly.
Right.
Villages, of course, may have electricity lines crossing the villages, but they don't really give power to the homes
Right.
of the villagers.
Right.
So I would say, even though government may say it's 80-90% India is electrified, I would say maybe 20-25% people are able
Right.
to.
So they have
access
wired up, but they may not have power on those wires
That's right.
primarily.
So wires, basically, those lines, they cross the villages.
Right.
They don't let the power come down.
Right.
But this way, every individual can find the power they need, at least the light. Before
Right.
the power, you need light.
Absolutely.
And this, our lamp actually offers not only power, actually also offers light. You can charge a mobile phone. Mobile phone charging has been a big problem in villages. Normally, they walk 3, 4, 5 kilometers or go by bicycle. They pay 4 to 5 rupees per charge just to keep the mobile phone going. This allows them to charge the mobile phone, as well as if they have tablet tomorrow, tablet also can be charged by these lamps.
Very interesting.
And what we have done is we have used latest technology, lithium-ion
Mhm.
LED lamps with lithium-ion batteries, so they don't have the lead-acid batteries environmental challenges either.
So the entire product set that you have used, manufacturing part, they're all environmentally friendly products. as well.
Exactly.
That's awesome. So what are the distribution strategy that you are using to distribute it throughout India?
You know, since the goal is to go to the poorest,
Mhm.
obviously the larger scale work can only be with the help of the government.
Right.
So we reached out to various governments, and governments actually have created a lot of plans.
Mhm.
So in this case, we have done Chhattisgarh, one state with a lot of tribal
Right.
population. You must be hearing about some violence and Naxalism there.
Yep.
So we thought that was a great place to start with.
Mhm.
And government has asked 800,000 lamps to be distributed.
Nice.
Now we are trying to gear up to produce as many for them. We've already done several tens of thousands there. Ladakh had a problem about two years ago. There were some natural disasters. We supplied some 30,000 lamps there. Uttarakhand recently there was a disaster.
Mhm.
We supplied 3,000 there. So I would say more than 100,000 lamps have basically gone out.
Excellent.
And our capacity now is about 1 million that we can produce in India in our factory.
Okay.
So
Million per day or
no,
per?
million,
Okay.
million per annum.
Okay, per annum.
Yeah.
Okay.
But effectively it can be scaled up
Okay.
as per the demand.
Demands.
But as of now, we are going to various state governments that
Mhm.
have budgets. In retail, we have tied up with Mahindra,
Okay.
the Anand Mahindra.
Yep.
He liked it very, very much, and he wanted to do that. So in retail, we are their partners, so they are our partners. And we are trying to find local social entrepreneurs. There is a company which is in one district of Uttar Pradesh. They have taken it to 5,000 people, solar lamps.
Right.
So what they do is they don't sell it to them. They charge 100 rupees a month per
Hmm.
user,
For renting.
and they make sure they have access to it. They charge it for them. They deliver it to them every day.
Nice.
So night they have lights.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So many models are emerging, I would say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have been a social entrepreneur, but you are creating other ventures and other avenues for other people who want to use the product and take it to the masses also.
That's right.
For this charging opportunity that you're just mentioning.
Yeah, basically idea is this. About 80% India doesn't have access to whatever markets offer.
Right.
How do we go about it?
Right.
So in that white space, many of us can contribute. And if I go to villages and look at villages, we can train them to begin using what improves the quality of life
Absolutely.
from the point of view of basics of life to hygiene,
Yep.
to learning, to helping them understand how the world is shaping up and explore whatever they want to explore as a full human being rather than just working as, you can say, landless laborers or someone who has no opportunities. So look for things which can create opportunities for the majority of humanity. And India has the largest number of poor in the world.
Yeah.
India has the highest potential in terms of number of people it has. In terms of our faith in learning, I think we are culturally wired to become a learning society,
Exactly. Yeah.
except opportunities are not being given.
Yeah.
So let's see who all can join this movement, so to say. How do we all become entrepreneurs in our social setting where we earn not according to what New York Stock Exchange says, but according to what our local environment allows us, and be happy with it.
That's excellent. So, with the success that you have gotten in India, are you taking this product outside Indian market as well? If yes,
Yes.
which countries?
We are part of Lighting Africa,
Mhm.
of the International Finance Corporation,
Mhm.
also Global Lighting and Lighting Asia and Lighting India programs. As I speak to you, just last week we sent some to Thailand. And so if we can support anyone who is clear enough to start seeing the benefit of this,
Excellent.
any country.
Excellent. So now we have talked about the product, but we have not shown our viewers the product at all.
Okay.
Let's show the
I can
product as
just,
well.
I'm hiding it right here. So if you see this, it looks like, just imagine when I show it to all my friends
Uh-huh.
who are chairman of Indian companies, they say, tell me where is it from? They say America, Japan.
Mhm.
I say, imagine India. And they just feel
No
shocked.
way. Yeah.
So if I have to open it, just see.
Let me hold your microphone.
Okay. Look at this. Now there are two parts.
Mhm.
We're trying to make it simple,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
So in the beginning you saw it. It's a lamp.
Yep.
You can hang it from the ceiling.
Yep.
Now you can carry it as a torch.
Yep.
You can now open it and now it's your table lamp, study
Right.
lamp.
Right.
You can put it on the table
Yep.
and you can see how it lights
Excellent.
up. But at a certain level of light, it goes 250 hours. At the peak, it can go for 10 hours. So you have a choice depending on how much light you need. That's
So
why.
let's say it again in the microphone so people can hear your. So how long does the charging take and how long can it go on after the charge is complete?
You can charge it either by solar power
Uh-huh.
or you can use electricity as well.
Mhm.
In electricity from 70 volts to 290 volts, it doesn't really impact its circuitry.
Right.
So it has lots of proofing done.
Uh-huh.
It against deep discharge, against current reverse flow, all kinds of possibilities we imagine and proofed it that way. So it's a kind of maintenance-free
Right.
stuff.
Right. Right.
You heard the principles of one laptop per child,
Right.
It had to be dust-proof, sun-readable, shock-proof,
Right,
waterproof. All those principles got applied into this as well.
Excellent.
So if you see this, you can actually hang it
Uh-huh.
on the wall as well. So if you take it to the wall,
Uh-huh.
now you can put it on the wall.
Huh.
You can put it here,
Nice.
either upside or down, or whichever you like it. So it is something which you can use as table lamp, you can use as ceiling lamp,
Right.
you can use as something like a torch, you can use it to charge mobile
So
phones.
that was a pretty amazing story. I'm sure many of our viewers who are itching right now watching this interview would be curious to know if you have a message for any budding social entrepreneurs out there.
I would say, even I got carried away with the conversation, I would say that I think India needs in every village one social entrepreneur. And I think there are about 3 million Indians in America. They basically mean about 700 to 750,000 families. If they can just adopt one village each, support one social entrepreneur, I think they will make a huge impact. And look at lighting, look at education, look at things not which are immediate, look at things which will help them look into the future. And there is, if you support one, there is enough business to be done locally which can actually meet the expectations of someone who's investing in that.
Excellent.
That can lead to a social entrepreneurship, a movement for that. And I would say if an investor says, I will support 100 social entrepreneurs, now you have a good business model. You get talking about a few $1 million.
Absolutely.
So
That's
you
great.
scale it up, and it's a great business opportunity for
Right.
people here, and you make a new India as well.
Great. That's a great message for all our viewers, and we really appreciate your time over here, Satish. Thank you for taking your time.
Thank you for discovering me. Thank you.
And we'd also like to thank Marigold, who has done a wonderful job in creating this set today that you are all enjoying while we are having this interview. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.